This video is specifically for a question that I got on my TikTok video that I posted about canning the potatoes. I'm not making this video in response to be mean or hateful, and I don't know that that user was making that video to be hateful to me, but it's a good question. And the user says, I understand and see, but why? So I realize there are people that don't understand why we would go to the store, I would go to the store and buy food just to go through all the trouble to pressure can it. And I have perfectly good reason. First off, it's long-term food storage, right? And I was thinking more about that today as I was thinking about the comment, and I was like, why did I do that? Did it really save me any money other than me buying canned potatoes? So that is how I'm going to address the comment today. I'm actually going to go to the store, buy the cheapest can of potatoes that I can get, bring it home, and we're going to do a comparison. That one is 78 cents for diced. And then 78 cents for sliced. I'm probably gonna get sliced because these are cut smaller than the ones that I cut. I probably should have covered this up. I hope this isn't too distracting, but this video was about potatoes, so back on with it. This is the jar that I canned where some of the water came out. Okay, so this is the can that I'm going to use today for this type of experiment. This is the can that you guys just saw me purchase at Walmart. I had to take my son out of town today, and I stopped and I checked the prices. Some of the other cans were over $1. This was the cheapest. It was 78 cents. The diced ones and the sliced ones were both 78 cents. So I went ahead and I got the sliced because if you can see, I put big chunks in here and I wanted it to be about the same size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this open, and I'm going to open this one, and I'm going to weigh them out individually, and we're going to see if the weight is the same and price compare whether it would be more cost effective to buy the potatoes, peel them and can them, or for those of you that can't, if this is, you know, a better cost effective solution. That's what this is all about. Okay, I have this zoomed in pretty close so that you guys can see kind of the weight there. So I'm going to start with the sliced potatoes, and it says this is a 15-ounce can. I have already drained them, so I want this to be fair. And I'm going to pour that in, and it reads at, so without the juice, this isn't a digital scale, so it's hard to read. I'm gonna estimate about 10 ounces of potatoes come out of that can. So the weight is kind of off. They're probably also weighing the water, possibly. This is the ones that I canned yesterday. I also drained off whatever juice was left. So I poured it all in there. And let's say 13 ounces. How about that? Can we say 13 ounces? Just over 12 ounces. I really should get a digital scale, but so you actually get more in a pint by doing it yourself than you do in the canned potatoes. So if my calculations are right, it would cost $9.78 to buy 12 cans of sliced potatoes versus the $4.97 10-pound bag that I bought at Walmart and cut up and canned and got 12 pints. Plus, what I just saw was there was more in my pint than there was in this can. Now, I realize this isn't an option for everybody. So if you can't do this, I hope this was maybe just educational and entertaining for you. But if you are able and you have a canner, and maybe you're afraid to use it, start small. Start with potatoes, start with carrots, start with corn, start with something, pretty easy. And then when you get to a place where you're confident, then move on into meats and other things. Or maybe this little experiment confirmed to you that you should invest in a canner and you should begin to do these things in your home. Now, I know it's kind of expensive to get started because canners are pretty pricey, and then you have to buy all your jars and then your lids and your rings. But over time, like, you reuse these and reuse these and reuse these over and over and over, compared to this that just ends up in our trash. Now, I do have a lot of these canned types of foods on my pantry shelves. So I'm not totally against it, but I'm trying to think about ways that I can do more of this and use this for storage so that I can reuse and reuse and reuse. So that's why we do what we do. I hope this was informative, educational, maybe a little entertaining, and I hope that I didn't come across as rude in response to that question, because I realize not everybody understands why people can food when you can just go to the store and buy it already canned. But if you have a garden and you have a plentiful, bountiful harvest, you're gonna need to find ways to store it. And sometimes freezing it just isn't an option, especially if your freezer is full. And so this is a really good way. Pressure canning is a really good way to preserve your food for years to come. And plus, I just love doing it. Just one more thing. If any of you lack wisdom, ask your gracious Father in heaven, and he will give it to you. So if you're uncertain if you should start your journey on a homesteading life, if you're uncertain if you should buy that pressure canner and start preserving your own food, pray about it. Ask the Lord if this is something that you should be doing, because it is an investment, but it's also an investment in your future. And around our house, we believe in trying to be prepared. Not scared, prepared. So as Patrick always says, pray for the best, prep for the worst. God bless. You guys have an amazing day.